Coming down, mate. Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. What we've got for you tonight is something a little bit different. It was an evening flight with Graeme that didn't quite go as planned, so I'll turn you over to Graeme, who can explain exactly what happened and exactly why we've chosen to share this. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, it's been some time since I was on YouTube, so hopefully some of you might recognize me, who knows? Anyway, I'm here with Mike today to kind of share some information about something that happened to me last week while Mike and I were out for a flight. In some of Mike's previous videos, you may have heard me talking on the radio. That was me in the background, Mike Zulu. Those of you who watch my channel will remember that my plane is Mike Lima. So what's happening there? So yes, I have got a new aircraft which I'm busy flying at the moment. So there is footage which I'm recording occasionally, and the plan is to start posting some of that. But the important thing here is we've got something which is actually pretty important to share.
Mike Zulu taking off 29, departing to the south.
Golf Tango Mike taking off 29, departing to the south. Golf Tango Mike descending dead side for 2-3. Wow.
Golf, Charlie Golf Mike Zulu is speeding off the circuit to rejoin for 05. Approach Golf Mike Zulu.
Golf Tango Mike overhead, descending dead side for 06.
Golf Charlie Golf Mike Zulu, Mike, I'm speeding off. This is too bumpy. I'm not comfortable going into that runway. Golf Mike Zulu.
Golf Tango Mike, Golf Mike Zulu, just confirm leaving and not landing. Golf Tango Mike is downwind 05. Golf Tango Mike, Golf Mike Zulu, what are your intentions?
I'll try it again there, Mike, Golf Mike Zulu. Golf Charlie Golf Mike Zulu, final 06, that's you. Mike, I crashed my plane.
Coming down, mate. Okay, so I was watching your landing and it looked absolutely fine. Didn't seem to be anything wrong with it, but what happened then?
Put the plane down onto the runway, and yeah, you're right, the landing was absolutely spot on. It honestly could not have been a smoother landing, in my opinion. I actually remember saying to myself, because I do talk to myself because I'm nuts, that was a really good landing. And then about 2 or 3 seconds later, the plane decided to start to go off to one side, to the right hand side, and went into a proper spin. So it pirouetted around and did a full 270-degree turn and landed backwards into a ditch and into a hedge.
And we've obviously had time to think about this.
Yeah.
You've come to a conclusion, you believe, about why it went into that spin.
Yeah. I'm fairly confident that it was your standard skid, really. And having spoken to some of the guys here and to the guys who run East of Scotland Microlights, we think what's probably happened is I've put a little bit of brake on, and what has happened is it's then turned the plane from the right hand side, and that's then just gotten progressively worse. So at the end of the spin, the plane was pretty much turning on its own axis, and at the same time, because I was struggling so much to pull the plane in, I've managed to damage my shoulder as well because I was struggling to get the wing down. So that spin has put me backwards into a ditch, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. It was a skid from what we can figure from the pictures.
And in terms of damage to the aircraft, how bad is it?
I went into the ditch and into the hedge backwards, which was the best thing that could have happened, if I'm honest with you. Because it is quite a big ditch. You were there. You helped me pull it out. Because I went in backwards, the amount of damage was fairly minimal to the trike. No fiberglass was damaged, thankfully, so that's really good. The wing, however, the fabric, so the sail, has taken a bit of damage, and the battens, a lot of them are also damaged as well. So a bit unfortunate, but it could have been a lot worse. If I'd gone forward into the ditch,
it would have
been catastrophic to the plane, I think, because there you're looking at the fiberglass on the pod on the front. That would have almost certainly disintegrated. The windshield would have gone. The wing would have then gone straight into the hedge, which would have just damaged all of the leading edge. A lot more of the fabric would have probably been damaged because of that as well. So yeah, I got off lightly. Well,
we got off not a good outcome, but
no.
Ultimately. And so the key lesson is, I guess, to take it easy on the brakes.
I think the key lesson I'm taking from this is, if you've got a runway ahead of you and you've got lots of space, you don't need to use the brake, just let it roll. That's what I'm taking from this. The ground was slightly damp. And so I think just even that light tap that I put on the brakes was enough to twist it around. And so I'm going to take this, that landing on a strip that has the potential to be a little bit damp, I'm just going to let the plane roll from now on and just use the runway that you have available. You pay a landing fee for a reason. Use the runway. Use
all of it. And I think as well, this is peculiar to non-tarmac surfaces, isn't it? I mean, the same applies on tarmac, but you've got a much better grip on tarmac.
You do.
Grass is a different animal.
You do. And with my plane and with your plane as well, I think it has a disc brake in it, so it's that just much more sensitive. So when it comes to tarmac, yes, you're a little bit more safer when it comes to avoiding skids, but you can still skid on it. So it is about really using the brakes as little as you possibly can. The guy who maintains that airstrip that I went into, he does an excellent job. I mean, it is like landing on velvet. Unfortunately though, the catch-22 to that is it's very slippery when it's moist and when it's just been mown. So it's like landing on an ice rink, so you've just got to be that much more careful. If you're landing on tarmac, it's a little bit easier to control because obviously there's a little bit more grip there, but even then, use your brakes sparingly, because if you've got that much runway to use, let it roll. There's nothing wrong with using as much of the runway as they'll need to bring it down to a sensible speed so that you can then stop safely using the brakes that you need to use.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think for everybody, it's a huge thanks to Graeme for being willing to share what's happened. It's embarrassing when something goes wrong, right? Nobody wants it to happen, but our hope and the whole purpose of sharing this is that We want to inform, educate, help, and hopefully, maybe help somebody. So thank you so much everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Cheerio.
Yeah, I think it's probably easier.
Yeah.
So if we do...
What are the questions then? What happened? Did the world stop? Yes. And was coming straight down the runway. People just randomly take
just
off.
Noisy.
It's just great.
What the hell do you want to say?
I flew my plane into a hedge. Hey everybody, it's been some time since you saw me on YouTube, and that has a very particular reason. I actually have a new airplane, which I'm busy... And then he said breaking in.
Getting used to. Climatizing to. Okay, so I'll pass you over to Graeme now, just for a quick introduction.
Do you want to wait for that to bugger off?
Yeah, we may as well.
This is the pains of recording footage from an airfield.
And you just know he's going to come round, come right overhead.
Yes. Get on with it.